Good morning to those of you who are on this virtual conversation. It's a pleasure to welcome you to this virtual encounter. I'm Lenore Yassi Garcia. I'm the Director of the Office of Education and Culture at the OAS. We are in the development area of the OAS, and our main functions are to support policy dialogue among the 34 member states, as well as technical cooperation through projects such as the one that you're going to be becoming more familiar with through today's session in the areas of education and culture. This is actually the first in a series of webinars that we have planned. Today it will be in English. Yesterday we offered it in Spanish with participation from several countries. And in a sense, we're all pioneers in this technology, so to the extent it's necessary, we thank you for your patience as well as for your participation. This seminar also is the first that we are offering through the platform of the Inter-American Teacher Education Network, ITEN, which itself is relatively new. This is a platform that offers many possibilities for conversations, debates, and seminars on topics related to teacher education, teacher preparation, both pre-service and in-service. And we hope it will be a useful tool for working together and improving the preparation of teachers in order to better the quality and equity of education in the region, which we all know is an extremely complex and long-range project. The topic which we'll be discussing today is education of migrant children and youth. It comes from a project by the same name, which has been financed by the Canadian International Development Agency, CIDA. And it is just concluding, so this is an opportunity to share the findings of that project with you. The project had as its objective to document the situation of migrant children and youth, and particularly their educational situation in the countries of the region, the nature of the phenomenon of education for migrant children and youth, policies and programs that 34 countries of the OAS have in place dealing with education for this population, and then 3 small case studies which were carried out in 3 of our member countries in schools, particularly to put a voice and a face to the children, their parents, their teachers, their principals, and their communities. The topic, in fact, has not been much investigated in the region of the Americas. We find that one of the principal findings of the study, as you'll hear, is the lack of trustworthy data on the numbers and the kinds of education that these children and youth are receiving. What is very clear, of course, is that all children have the right to education, and that includes children who have migrated either with their families or by themselves from one country to another, and of course that is the focus. We're using the term migrant, but in some cases it may be that immigrant is closer to the definition in English for the population that's of interest here. In just a few moments, you will be with Ms. Cecilia Slayman, who is a consultant to our office and has been the project manager for this project on the education of migrant children and youth. But first, I wanted to present to you Ms. Adriana Vilela, who is an education specialist with the OAS, who's going to present to you the Inter-American Teacher Education Network so you can become a little more familiar with this topic. I conclude by thanking you again for your participation, welcoming you, and thanking the team that has worked on this project and on this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lenore. And good morning, all participants here. Welcome to this webinar, which is the first in a series of webinars that we are planning to share knowledge and experiences and best practices in the field of teacher education and education in general. I just have a very, very brief presentation about what the Inter-American Teacher Education Network is, so that we put in context the objective of this network. And basically, I-10 is a virtual network of all stakeholders that are interested in teacher education. When we mean teacher education, we are thinking of the span between when a teacher or when a person decides to become a teacher to the end of their career. So it's the teacher education process in English. It is different in Spanish, and the whole career of a teacher. So the aim of this network is to allow people and participants in the network to share knowledge, to share experiences, to disseminate research, which is what we are doing today, for example, and to share successful practices in the field of teacher education. So how do we intend to do this? So we have a virtual community which serves as a communication tool that has blogs to disseminate articles, research. It has forums for people to interact in different topics. It has a platform for regional consultations. For example, we have just finished a regional consultation in Latin America and the Caribbean about school bullying and violence in schools in the region, so that we start some kind of discussion and we can share the results with not only policy makers but also teachers. One of the findings of this research is, for example, that teachers have really no resources or materials in the region to cope with this problem in their classrooms and schools. It also, we are also planning to have some technical assistance missions, like for example, if they are, like going back to the bullying theme, if there is, we find a country that has policies and that has programs to prevent bullying in schools, and other countries would like to know about that experience, then we have a small fund for countries to share this kind of technical assistance missions. And we have also this platform for webinars, and we intend to use it. We are just learning, but we intend to use it extensively because we really think that it has the potential to allow people from different countries to share. This here is a screenshot of the website. If you are interested in knowing more about how all this came to become a network like this, the whole story is here, news, events. And this, for example, is the screenshot of the community in English and in Spanish. If you would like,
Okay, I am connected on one computer, yes.
Okay. So you have to register here, but if you would like to see and not participate, what's published within the community is really public for everybody. This is an example of the forums, and as you can see here, we have already created a forum for migrant children and youth for this program that Cecilia has been leading. We are hoping that we can share here not only the recording of this webinar for all those people who have not been able to connect, but also for people in general. People come and if they are interested, they can share documents. We can post more documents. The presentation is going to be here. The whole document with the research is going to be here. And that's pretty much it. And I'm going to leave you. This is our email if you would like more information. That's the website in English. And I'm going to leave you with Cecilia, who is going to share with you the conclusions of this research. Thank you so much, and Cecilia, you have the floor now.